Okay, sorry, the compressor's running in the back. It's the only time I got right now, so you're gonna have to deal with the compressor. I apologize. The carrier bearings came in. I got them installed. NL3Z4220A. And get the Ford ones. Don't get any of the other ones. Only get the Ford ones, because the race thickness is going to be about 2mm difference between other brands that are compatible and the ones that come directly for Ford. It seems like it's a special race on the Ford. I could get the same bearing with a different race, but this calls for a bearing that goes, a race that goes over the bearing a little bit more and seats inside the case better. When I drop my side shims in, on the outside of my race, when I put my whole trunk in, this is the first time I've ever had it to where I didn't have to at least tap a little bit. It just sat right down in there so nice and easy. And, you know, we checked for play, there was no play. It has really good play, everything's good. I put it back exactly the way I found it, and normally that's good enough to go ahead and stab it in there and get another 100,000 miles out of it plus. Well, everything's in. It's all done. I gotta clean up my mess. It's been a long morning, but we got it done. Put new Dorman IWEs, upgraded ones in, hooked my lines and stuff back up, unlocked my hub actuators, went back to factory, and I'm on both sides. This side's got a new Schaeffler hub assembly. Super nice. This thing is extremely nice. There's your part number. I like this. So, and I went with Redline 75-140 this time instead of the 85 or 75-85 hypoid. I went with something heavier. Redline 75 W140. And yeah, front end's in. Everything's back together. I don't want to wipe all the oil off because there's fluid film protected. And yeah, it's put it down, plug in the wheel bearing connector up there underneath the brake master cylinder, and it actually sits in the plastic liner. There's two little nubs that stick out. There's one, and then there's one right there, and that's empty. I got to push it back down in there and get it hooked up, and then let's go drive it. And it's running good. No noises, no craziness going on. A lot quieter than what it was before, that's for sure. Yeah, all I hear is the little bit of the sound from the Goodyear Duratrack RTs. But no more pinion bearing sound. Before, you used to be able to take the steering wheel and go like this and make the sound increase, or you could be on the highway taking a nice real hard turn at like 60-70 mile an hour, like a nice gradual highway turn, or going from one highway to the other, and it starts screaming at you. It was wheel bearing. The IWE was split. The wheel bearing was bad, the IWE was split, and the pinion bearing started to wear really weird. And it looked like the carrier bearing races got hot because there were like real bad heat signatures halfway around them. So maybe keeping the hub locked in the front end all the time is what wore that fluid out faster than ended up wearing out those bearings. That's a very, very big possibility. So that's why I went back with the Dorman OE style actuators and hooked everything back up, because I don't want to burn up the front pinion bearings or carrier bearings, whatever, from locking that in. Or maybe I should have serviced it more, like faster. Instead of servicing it at 40,000, I should have serviced it at 20,000 with those hubs being locked in. But it's quiet, super quiet right now. If you're wondering where I'm at Western and 43rd right now. I'm gonna make a left and go back the opposite way on Western and head back to the shop over there off Archer and 39th. This is like kind of my test route. I'll go all the way down towards Metro Ford and way down there, and then I'll turn around and I'll come back. And sometimes I'll have to get on the highway, depending on what the concern is, but most of the time I can figure out what I need to right here on these side streets and this main strip right through Chicago here. Alright guys, if you didn't catch part one, go back and catch part one. I gotta get in here and finish cleaning up. test drove everything. It all went great. I have like 1 or 2 other videos showing like different things with the front end and giving tips. So you might want to take all the videos and throw them together if you want. But these last 2 videos should have been good enough to give you an idea on what to do to get everything together. I ended up putting new seals for the CV axles going out on the side of the housing. I also put new bearings in for them. I put a new pinion bearing, new baffle, new slinger, new pinion bearing seal, a new carrier, a ring gear and pinion got replaced, and also carrier side bearings and races, new IWEs, and 1 new Schaeffler wheel bearing for the front left. And she's back on the road, driving smooth, just wonderful. I'll take care. Be blessed. I hope you enjoyed.